Hello, welcome to another Eagle 6 video. In this video I will be showing you how to remove and refit the stock tube from the Tokyo Marui MWS M4 gas blowback gun. Okay, so we've removed the top section of the M4 gas blowback rifle, and we're left obviously with the complete lower section here, a good place to start from. So what we're going to be doing is we'll first remove the buffer, guide and spring. If you lift up, you can see the stopper. So we're going to push this stopper down, and we're going to catch the buffer because it's under spring tension. I'm going to pull out the guide, put that to the side, and then notice the orientation of the spring here with the smaller end this side, and then we'll put the spring to the side. That leaves us now needing to remove this ring here and then take off the actual stock tube. So to remove the ring or castle nut, I'm going to use the Layax tool here, and one side is for the barrel, so the front section of the gun, and the other side is for the stock tube. Now it says obviously recoil shock, but it works for this gun as well. So we'll start by taking a bit of insulation tape. I'm just going to place that over the ring. You don't need to bother doing this, it's entirely up to you, but just stops you marking the ring if you're going to be repeatedly taking it on and off, as you're going for that worn effect. Let's try that one. Okay. So now we've got our tool on and we're holding it on with our finger. We're going to have to hit it anti-clockwise to undo. You're going to want to make sure you hold this in place properly, and then a solid hit. To get that ring loosened. The spacer, you just get our nail under. And just give the little stock tube a little twist till it pops off there. Now, as you pull the spacer forward, behind it is the retainer pin and spring that is holding this in place. Okay, so we're going to move this slowly forward. Once it's out of the way, I'm going to remove our spring so that we don't lose this, and we can twist off the stock tube. That's the stock tube. it's our stopper pin, sorry, that one there. So this is the takedown pin, and then inside here is a small stopper pin. It's called in the manual, but real world it's called a detent, and then this is obviously the spring which pushes it against that. So let's tip this up and see what comes out. There we are. So that's that takedown pin removed. There we go, that's the stopper. Obviously that pointy side there is what's going to be facing the takedown pin. We'll reassemble that in a bit. Now if you want to take down this stopper here, you're just going to want to poke through this retaining pin. Not that you need to for just removing a stock tube, but I'll show you how to do it. So notice the orientation there with the smaller end facing that direction. Then we can lift out the stopper, and underneath is a spring. Again, it can only go in one way with this guide here facing the front of the gun. Put that to the side. There's nothing left of that stopper assembly there. So everything now is completely removed from that part there, so we can place that to the side. I'll just show you, there's not much left of this. So we can slide off this spacer. Again, we've got this area here, stops it rotating. It's going to fit into the lower like that. The ring. Or castle nut if you want to use real word terms. And then the only thing left on this is this end cap on the end of the stock tube, which is a Phillips screw, which is deep in there. It's not a small one, again sort of the same size as the front delta ring sleeve screw, so quite large. So you're going to need something like this, quite a long screwdriver. This is I can't even say what that is. Pretty big. Let me stick that all the way down. Put that screw to the side, take the end cap off. So that's removal of the stock tube. So now we're just going to reverse what we've just done. So we'll put the cap back on. When you put this screw in, just turn the stock tube on its end like this. When you're tightening the screw, you want to go anti-clockwise first until you find its thread, and then go clockwise until that's back on. So next we'll put the ring back on. Make sure you get your direction right. So obviously the castle parts, yeah, the little holes here have to be facing the back of the stock tube. it's good practice to go left anti-clockwise till you find your thread and then go the correct direction. Drop the spacer on. Because of the guide here that goes in this little slot, it can really only go on one way. Put the ring all the way to the end, so that way you've got all the available thread there. So we set that ready. Now we're just going to reassemble our stopper. And our stopper retaining pin. And we're going to put our takedown pin in. We're going to push this little detent in, and then its spring, and next we can thread back on our stock tube. Okay, so just distance wise, I've got this ring wound all the way out, and then I've got the spacer all the way to furthest to the back. Okay, now when we originally took this off, it wasn't screwed all the way flush with this. Okay, nowhere near. So size wise, so distance wise going in, I'm gonna do this until this little spring gets hit. Okay, so that's now too far in my opinion, so I'm going to be going back out one because it wasn't getting hit when we took it off. There we go, see, it clears it now. Okay, so let's run with that. Actually, we can go one more. Okay, so just for future reference, that's not hitting it, that's hitting it. Okay, so we're going to go 1 and 2. And that gives us a similar gap to distance from the edge of this. I don't think there's any lip on the actual upper, not like on the next gens. Yeah, I don't think that makes much of a difference, but we'll standardise that and see how that goes. One, two, let's try that. Okay, so I'm just going to push the spacer. position. Just hold that there with a finger. Do up the ring. No left and right movement on this one because it's being held in by this sort of new style spacer to stop it doing any pivoting. Use our tool again. You can do a lot of it by just doing it by hand. This goes on the same for the next gen AGs as well. So it gets rid of a lot of the movement, which you don't need a hammer for that. And then all you need to do is set that last little bit of torque. Just double check your tool is still in the correct place. There we go, there's plenty. A little mark there. Unfortunately, there's not too many ways you can hammer this without being a little bit of a mark on it, but I think personally that would be worse without the insulation tape on there. A lot of that can be down to slippage of the tool as you hit it. So yeah, so just take your time, make sure you're gripping it, the tool with your left hand. So that's the stock tube put back on, and the ring plenty tight. We'll just put the buffer guide spring back in. And the guide, you just push that back in, and there you go. So that's the stock tube disassembly and reassembly on the Tokyo Marui M4 MWS gas blowback rifle. Thank you very much for watching.